Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Oli, and this is In My Opinion by Oli. In this episode, this one really speaks to the heart because we're talking about something most of us experience at a point, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's a friendship, or even a family bond. Breaks happen. I'm not talking about breakup. I'm talking about taking a break from maybe your family members, maybe a friend, or maybe a co-worker or a romantic relationship. Sometimes we walk away, sometimes they walk away, sometimes life just gets in the way, all those ways, right? But here's the good news. I always smile when I say that here's the good news because I believe, in my own opinion, that there's always a good thing at the end of the tunnel, if you know what I mean. Healing is possible. That's the good news. Connection is possible. That's also a good news. And even if reconciliation does not happen, you can still find peace. You can still find growth within yourself and also find clarity on the other side. So let me ask this question. Have you ever had someone close to you go quiet? Or maybe you were the one who stepped away. That silence after a break can feel heavy. That silence after a break can feel very, very confusing at times, even heartbreaking. You're left with so many questions. What went wrong? Can we fix it? Do they even care? Do I care? Do we care about each other? Should I reach out? Why shouldn't they reach out? So today we're going to gently unpack all of that. Okay? What happens after a break? The first key point is emotions are raw. Emotions are always raw. Hot. You're hot, you're confused, you have this guilt, this anger, and maybe sometimes all of the above. It's okay to feel all of that. It's okay to feel all of that. Then the next step is distance creates space, and sometimes space brings clarity, and you begin to see what worked and what didn't. And I'm referring to all types of relationships, okay? Not just romantic relationships, all types of relationships. Then blame and shame block healing, like pointing fingers, even at ourselves, at times, even at ourselves, can trap us in the past. When we start to put this blame on, okay, you did this, I know you caused it, or something like that. So this blame and shame block healing, it really traps us in the past. Time isn't a magic fix. Time helps, but healing takes intention. When you are trying to heal, you can't just say, okay, I'm going to leave it for time. But instead of having that intention to heal yourself, then you tend to heal the relationship you have with the other person. It's with time, yes, but you have to have the intention first that this is for a good thing, not for what you want to use the person to do. Okay? Then hope can feel risky, especially if trust is broken. Yes. But holding hope isn't weakness. It actually shows that, yes, you have this good intention of reconciliation, and it takes courage to do that. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I'm talking about the solutions, and these are very, very practical tips and very, very simple tips. It might sound cliche, but simple things are at its simplicity. It is not complicated. Sometimes I wonder why people take complication over simplicity. So now these are just simple steps, okay? And this is how you're going to use in rebuilding that bridge in your relationship. Here are 4 practical steps to start rebuilding, either within yourself or maybe someone else. If you want to send it to another person, that's fine. So the first one is reflect before you reconnect. Before reaching out, ask yourself, what do I want to reconnect? Why do I want to do that? Okay? What am I hoping for? Am I hoping for closure? Am I hoping for healing? Am I hoping for reconnection? Have I taken time to heal my own heart first before reaching out to someone else to heal with that person? These are questions you have to reflect on before you want to reconnect with your romantic person, with your sibling, with family, with friends. Okay? Writing your thoughts in a journal can help bring clarity, or maybe just thinking about it in a very wholesome way can help you bring that clarity. Okay? Then the second solution is open the door with grace. Open the door with grace with all your heart, not expectation. If you do reach out, keep it gentle. Okay, maybe if you want to reach out with a message, for example, keep it gentle. Maybe have been thinking about you. I miss our connection. No pressure. Just wanted to open the door if you ever feel ready to talk. You're opening it with like this wholesome gentility that you want to actually reconnect with that person. Sometimes they won't respond right away. Of course, it's a break, and the blame is there, and the pointing of fingers are there. Yes, this is what happens after a break. But that's okay. You have planted a seed, you have reached out, and with the most gentle mind, you have reached out. That's what I'm talking about. Open the door with grace and not expectation, but you have planted the seed. Then the third one, use the I language. I is a word. I is also a letter. But I is a very big word. If a conversation happens after sending the message, avoid blame, avoid pointing fingers. Focus on how you felt. I felt hot when we stopped talking, and I also realized how much I value our relationship. All those words can melt the other person if that person is still angry, or if that person is still putting the blame on you, if that person still has the trust in you. Okay? But this also helps build that trust at times. Or have had time to reflect, and I see ways I could have shown up better. This helps build safety and trust. You can use your own words. You can use the same words. You can come up with your own gentle way of reminding that person the moment you have spent together, but using the I word, the I language that I'm talking about. Then the fourth one, and this is the last one, focus on small rebuilding moments. Rebuilding doesn't happen in one conversation. That's why I said open the door with grace and not expectation. Focus on focus on some things. Focus on these little steps, okay? Like a short coffee, text checking, a shared memory. It doesn't happen in one conversation. Now you tell the person, okay, this is what happened. I okay, I felt hot when we stopped talking, and I also realized how much I value our relationship. Let's continue where we stopped. No, it's a step by step, always a little step. Okay, think of it like slowly rebuilding a bridge, one plank at a time, one step at a time, one brick at a time. You know, that's how you build that safety and trust in the relationship if you're trying to get back or reconnect or reconcile with somebody. Okay? So if you're looking for more ways to understand yourself and others in relationships, don't forget to check out my ebook on Amazon. It's filled with simple loving strategies to grow through what you want to go through. All right, maybe in love, in friendship, and in family. Anyone, I'm going to put the link in the description. Okay. And have you ever tried to reconnect with someone after a break? There is a poll that You can answer anyone, any of the. Just drop the your answer in the comments. Yes, it helped. Yes, but it didn't work out. Not yet, but I'm thinking about it. I'm not ready. These are the options. Just drop it and tell me your story, okay? I'll be giving shout outs in the next episode of some of your responses with your permission, of course. With your permission, yes. And always remember, my lovelies, always remember, healing does not mean going back to how things were. It means moving forward with more honesty, with understanding, and with care, whether that's together or apart. That's what healing should be all about. Sometimes the break is where the light comes in, and from the light we grow. Okay? If this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone and who might need it. Okay? And your story could be the beginning of someone else's healing if you share your story. All right, and I'll see you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of your heart. This is the last episode for this season, and you are doing better than you think. All right, and until next time, my lovelies, take care. Bye.